Hey man, I wasn't trying to hear that. In the streets, this was my older brother. In the studio, I was his older.
Pimp would have accepted a Jay-Z verse to be of equal value to him.
He showed you a tape that would probably break the internet in today's world.
She's a big time R&B. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of big time R&B back then. You know, I ain't gonna call them bitches women. You know, you had Mary J. Blige, you had Beyonce.
Girl, you won't believe what just dropped. An old tape of Beyonce and Pimp S from back in the day has surfaced, and it's got Queen Bee shook. This isn't your mama's Beyonce, honey. We're about to spill all the tea on what's in this video that's got everyone talking. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one. This is the side of Beyonce you never knew existed, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew about her.
C's affair with Beyonce, saying that there's a tape Jay-Z took out Pimp C. I was just listening to there's one of their songs the other day, him and Bun B. I think it was with Outkast. Y'all know the song I'm talking about. Y'all know the song. I'm gonna check this video out, man. I know this is about to get wild and crazy. Whether this stuff is true or not, I don't know. But when you're dealing with these evil souls, as I like to call them, you never know. All right, we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Girl, let me tell you about the Beyonce you don't know. We're talking way back. Before she was Queen Bee, before the perfect Instagram posts and flawless red carpet looks, this tape is showing us a whole different side of Bey, and it ain't pretty. Picture this, young Beyonce, wild and unfiltered, hanging with a crowd that would make her PR team break into a sweat today. We're talking late nights, questionable company, and behavior that would make her mama blush. This ain't the polished pop star we know now. This is raw, uncut Beyonce before she learned to keep her guard up 24/7. And who's that right next to her? None other than Pimp S.E. himself. For those who don't know, Pimp S.E. was a big deal in the southern rap scene. He was one half of UGK, had mad influence, and wasn't afraid to speak his mind. The streets respected him, and apparently, so did young Beyonce. But what's got everyone losing their minds over this tape? Well, rumors are flying. Some folks are saying it shows Beyonce partying a little too hard, while others are whispering about things she says that don't exactly match up with her squeaky clean image today. And then there's the talk about her vibe around Pimp S. Let's just say it's raising some eyebrows.
He tried, he said, well, Pimp had this video, X-rated videotape, and everybody went and ran with who they thought this person was. And with what I'm about to say, you can kind of decipher it. Oh, that's what.
I can't spill all the tea, but let me give you a little taste. This video's got Beyonce looking real comfortable with Pimp S.E. and his crew. She's laughing, joking, and definitely not worried about her image. There's talk about some language that would have her current fans clutching their pearls. And the way she's dressed, let's just say it's a far cry from the high fashion looks we're used to seeing. But here's the kicker. There's a moment in the video where Beyonce talks about her future plans, and girl, if what she said back then is true, it could change everything we thought we knew about how she got to where she is today. The streets are saying this tape could be the key to understanding the real Beyonce, not the carefully crafted image we see now, but the hungry, ambitious girl from Houston who is willing to do whatever it took to make it big. But that's just the beginning of this messy situation. Now that this tape is out there, it's stirring up all kinds of drama, and Beyonce and her team aren't about to let this slide without a fight. The question is, how are they going to spin this one?
You get people like the conspiracy theorists,
Right.
Bun did it, Bun had something to do with it.
Jay-Z.
It was on Jay-Z's birthday, so Jay-Z must have had something to do with it. We kind of want to stop all that. Bun ain't gonna speak up for herself at all.
He ain't, but Bun also did say that this wasn't no natural situation that could.
No.
Nah, he said that from the beginning. So,
yes.
why would he put keep the case open?
But the coroner's report did say it was natural.
Yeah, no, Bun was never.
No.
So why would a man keep that, like,
oh, he active.
Insinuate to keep it active,
Yes.
So
I mean, you get so much, we did an interview with Pimp C.
Yeah, shout out to
Pimp C. He was trying to one up me on the Pimp C stories.
Yeah,
He was on Boss Talk.
Yeah, you know how I go. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he was trying to one up me, and he tried. He said, well, Pimp had this video, X-rated videotape, and everybody went and ran with who they thought this person was. Mm-hmm. And with what I'm about to say, you can kind of decipher this. Oh, that's why Jay-Z killed him. Oh. Well, no one's name was ever mentioned. No one ever said anything, but people took it upon themselves to put a name on it, put an address on that, you know what I mean?
And made it a fact.
Oh, made it a fact. I look in these comments, they be like, well, this happened. Yeah. This happened. I was like, damn, don't you know that was me on the video, right?
Yeah, like,
how you telling me?
I was there.
Right.
They'll tell you, come on.
So, yeah, but I can't put myself in their shoes because I don't think like them. You know what I'm saying? I've always thought like a artist or someone in the industry. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do know how some of the fans will act, you know what I mean? And they'll own that shit and they'll stand on it. And it's hard to, I had somebody in the comments say, damn, they believe what Edgar said, but they said, damn, I really like the Bun B Jay-Z narrative.
Yep.
You wanted
I'm gonna run with that one.
You wanted it to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just don't, Bun don't need nobody taking care of him. Yeah. Because he's a grown man, but I've always been, trying to be like a protector of people that I'm emotionally attached to. I'm not gonna let nothing happen to you. I'm not gonna, if somebody says something negative to you, I'll be like, say, man, that nigga ain't like that. You know what I mean? And same thing with videos. If you come on our platform and you say something negative about somebody, I'll be like, really, bro? You know what I'm saying? Why are you putting my family in the middle of this?
It's funny because shout out Clear Motion Films, Raheem. He had left out of here just a second ago.
Yes.
And people were upset like, wait, why did Clear Motion Films go out there and talk all that crazy stuff about real life? I'm like, man, we told him to.
Oh yeah,
we told him to go do it.
Yeah.
He said, man, make the interview interesting, man.
Yeah.
Say you created us or something.
But people don't understand. They don't understand the
they love this. I mean, it's a smoke and mirrors game, but for someone to go with the smoke and the mirrors, I'm like, wow.
They want it to be the smoke and the mirrors. Charlamagne used to say something. What's that shit Charlamagne used to say? Why believe the truth when the lies
sweeter?
Yeah. So
it's much.
Y'all think you know Beyonce? Think again. This tape isn't just stirring up drama. It's threatening to blow the lid off her whole carefully crafted image. From ratchet to refined, from Houston hood to Hollywood royalty, this transformation is the stuff of legend. But at what cost? And more importantly, can her team keep this genie in the bottle? Now, let's talk about the Beyonce we see today, all polish and perfection. Right? Girl, that image didn't happen overnight. Bey's been working on that squeaky clean persona for years. Every interview, every red carpet, every Instagram post is all part of the plan. She's got us thinking she wakes up like that, but we know better. But this tape, it's like a wrecking ball coming for all that hard work. The Beyonce in that video is a far cry from the poised queen we know now. Back then, she was all about that delicious life, not afraid to get a little messy. Now, she's serving us lemonade and black excellence. It's like night and day for real. Think about some of Bey's most carefully orchestrated moments. Remember that pregnancy reveal at the VMAs? Or how about her Coachella performance? Everything was perfect, down to the last detail. But this tape is showing us a Beyonce who didn't give a damn about being perfect. She was just living her life, no filter.
He hated Jay-Z enough when he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z. This is back in the early 2000s. And one day, Asner, Kushner, Diddy, and myself went to a Nets game and we met Jay-Z. I've never been a Jay-Z fan, like some of his music, the whole 9 yards. But When we went over to the, I think that was Prudential Center in Newark, and him and Puff met up, it was strange to me. Because I remember what Puff was trying to do. And then both of them, they was talking about something amongst each other, amongst all of us, and laughing and joking with each other. Then over the years, I see them giving garden parties. You understand what I'm saying? You could tell that the people in power had gave that reign to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him, when in fact, they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky shit, and Diddy is, and was rambunctious, you know, just out with it, it don't mean that they not two of the same. One just a little quiet with his shit.
What happened at the basketball game? When they ran into, you guys ran into Jay-Z?
They were just talking. They was talking amongst each other about their little white girls. They little skinny white girls.
And I mean, did Diddy always say negative things about Jay around you?
The time he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay, yeah. He was. They worked it out.
Was there a reason behind it?
I couldn't tell you the reason behind it. It was probably because Big had died. I don't know what it was, man. I don't know why he wanted Ja Rule to go at Jay. I guess if he kept them beefing or kept them into some bullshit, he could rise up in between both of them.
The streets are talking, and they're saying that in this tape, Beyonce is throwing back drinks, using language that would make her current fans gasp, and getting real cozy with Pimp C and his crew. It's a far cry from the Beyonce who won't even let people take pictures of her at parties now. This tape is showing us a girl who is hungry for fame and wasn't afraid to play the game to get it. So how's Beyonce going to spin this one? You know, her team is in full-blown crisis mode right now. They're probably working around the clock, trying to figure out how to control the damage. Maybe they'll try to play it off like it's no big deal, just a young girl having fun. Or maybe they'll go for the sympathy angle, talking about how hard it was for Bey coming up in the industry. But here's the tea. Beyonce's team is scrambling. They're calling in favors, threatening lawsuits, doing whatever they can to keep this tape under wraps. Word on the street is they're even trying to buy the tape outright. That's how serious this is, y'all. The question is, will it be enough? Once something's out there on the internet, it's out there forever. And you know people are going to be combing through every second of that tape, looking for anything they can use against Bey. But hold up, because there's more to this story. This tape isn't just about Beyonce. It's stirring up all kinds of old drama in the music industry. And you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Who knows what other secrets might come out because of this?
Know that Jay-Z does not play when handling business, and he is always ready to get dirty if need be, at least according to what we've heard in recent times. It's also amusing how nice and diplomatic he can be when it's all said and done. His interview with LeBron about DMX's passing was a perfect example. Now, there's been a lot of talk recently as to what happened to Pimp C because of all this Diddy mess. Now, word on the street is that he met his untimely demise because he had a beef with Jay and an alleged affair with Queen Bey, Jay's wife. A lot of fans think it wasn't an affair, but what topped it off was the fact that there was a rumor that he had Beyonce on tape doing the goodie and having a good time. In an interview with Pimp C's closest aide, they had this to say.
Let's go back. You had mentioned Pimp C earlier. With that being said, did Pimp C really have a tape of somebody in the industry that would break the internet. You look like you done seen it, Marvin. You done seen it. Marvin seen it.
Tell him who it is.
Hey, man, tell him who it is. I wish we still trying to find out who was in this Pimp C tape.
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time.
The rumors of Beyonce's tape from an affair she had with someone in the industry wouldn't sit well with Jay.
I'm just, whenever I hear stuff like this, like people going on interviews talking about this, like at the end of the day, what will they gain from it? You know? Or is it just to be like, I was the one to break the news? Because you already know these people pass each other around like, yeah. Y'all should know that. So it wouldn't shock me at all. But damn, if that's the reason he got taken out, that's a whole nother
Jay-Z with it. And he is well known to handle business whichever way he sees fit. But even if that's just speculation, what is really wild is the fact that Jay and Pimp C actually used to be close until they were suddenly not. Jay and Pimp even had a collaboration with Jay-Z on his Timbaland-produced Big Pimpin' in 2000, which went on to be a big hit. The song went on to reach platinum status, but there was allegedly a clash of heads between Jay-Z and Pimp C multiple times behind the scenes. Pimp C was initially hesitant to work with Jay because he felt he didn't show respect to Tupac, and Pimp was known among his peers to not condone any Tupac disrespect.
Pimp used to have a picture on his wall of Tupac. And whenever you would ask him something that required deep thought, he would look at the picture. And it would be like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm asking Pac what he thinks. He was very, very aligned in with the personality of Tupac, not really the musician, but the character of Tupac, the personality, and how he carried himself as a man in the world and in the culture. And if it was something that Pimp thought that Tupac wouldn't do, Pimp wouldn't do it.
According to Greg Taylor, manager of UGK at the time, he said Rockefeller's Dame Dash cut a check of $1 million to collaborate with Pimp C, and he just straight out told them to give it to Tupac's mother.
I said, but right now, I got $1 million check for you. All we want was 100,000. I was just like, who's that with? I said, with Rockefeller. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm watching Dan with the checkbook, he writing out. He was like, ain't that with, over there with Jay-Z? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, tell him to take that check and go give it to Tupac mama, man. He's gonna be stealing all my... I was like, what?
It took a lot of convincing and persuading before Pimp C decided to work on Big Pimpin' with Jay-Z, according to Too Short.
Like literally, he was like, me, Tupac, I ain't doing with you. That was a law.
I didn't know none of this.
It was not to be compromised. And if you hear the stories about how they got him on Big Pimpin', it was a lot of back and forth. I was one of the people saying, man, just do it, do it. Do it.
But there was more to the beef between Jay and Pimp C, and that was the alleged relationship he had with Beyonce. Later on, a rumor about an alleged tape with Bey and Pimp featured started floating around. Pimpin' Ken confirmed this in an interview, but he stopped short of putting names on it out of respect to Pimp.
With that being said, did Pimp C really have a tape of somebody in the industry that would break the internet? You look like you done seen it, Marvin. You done seen it. Marvin seen it.
Tell him who it is.
Hey, man, tell him who it is. I wish we still trying to find out who was in this Pimp C tape.
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, you know, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. And he wanted to do something with the footage, but I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it, but if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a billionaire. Yeah, man.
Boy.
Hey, whoever it was, they had to kill me, man. I know TMZ would have paid a bank for that one, man.
Y'all know that Pimp C's death was a very mysterious one. While the coroners and the cops believed it was an OD, a lot of Pimp's friends and associates who saw his body believed otherwise. And there has been this crazy rumor that this alleged video is what got Pimp C. Too Short, a very close friend and business associate of Pimp C, didn't agree with the official reports about the circumstances of Pimp's death. He felt there was more to it, and it was crazy that someone he had a great time with just 48 hours prior could just die of an OD.
My guy Pimp C,
Right.
who
Rest
was like
in
my
peace.
little brother and who I saw probably 48 hours before he passed.
Wow.
And I was supposed to meet up with him the day I don't know when he passed, but that Saturday he came to my show. And Saturday we said, let's go dinner tomorrow. And then Sunday we got on the phone and he was like, man, I'm busy. I'm like, damn, I'm busy. We couldn't meet up. And then Monday I didn't talk to him. And then Tuesday they found him. And
Wow.
I'm like, so right off the rip, I'm like, what happened? What happened? Like, what happened? And all I get back is, well, he was in his room by himself and they found him. I'm like, what happened to my guy?
Right.
And then they come out with the official. It was a mixture of some stuff, the prescription and something else or something that I don't really know. But with me, I never really heard.
It's always weird with like celebrity deaths. There's always, and that's why I say us on the outside looking in, we don't know these people. We don't know what they do behind closed doors. But like when people are like close to them and they're confused, you know what I mean? Like just imagine how we feel. But I didn't know none of this at all about him and Beyonce.